Okay, standard few tech issues to start with. Let's try again. Okay, so we're going to go through a plan and activate your health and wellness for 2022. So you may find that you need to come back to some of these things, or you may be able to smash them out as along with us as we go. But I'm sure there's going to be a few things in there that you will need to walk away and think about a little bit, because we want to really activate that deeper why inside you of why you want to achieve what it is that your goals are for this year, and really make them stick. So rather than it being, lasting till February or March, even if you're really gung-ho, we want to really make them stick for the long term. So here, let's jump in. We're going to dive straight in and see how we go with that. So I've got my notes here and I feel like they're probably going to keep blocking out of me. Okay. So everything you want to be, the hopes, dreams, the big goals, the next level, the empowered and healthy you is already inside you. She's already there waiting to come out. And all we need to do is use the tools, resources, some strategies, and just really reconnect with her. Which way do I go? This way. Okay, so for those of you that do not know me, my name is Ash. I'm a health coach, a fitness studio owner, a doTERRA wellness leader, and a mom. I have 3 little boys that are full of life. And along the way, I've just created, I suppose, this whole other world or lifestyle that we really love to enjoy. Now, this doesn't mean that everything is perfect. Oh gosh, by no means, no. But I wanted to share with you a little about me, because I am a bit of a problem solver. And I guess I've realized with my reflection of the past year and life in general, I suppose, is that I really have a bit of a knack for problem solving when things happen. There's always, everything is figure outable, and I truly believe that. So whilst I might wallow in self-pity for a short time, I do really value being able to snap out of that quite quickly. So I am a lover and investigator of all things health. I love investigating, deep diving into bigger things, the why things are happening. A little recently, I actually have our 4-year-old that came up with a stutter all of a sudden. So he did talk very smoothly, and then all of a sudden had the stutter that progressively got so bad he could barely get sentences out. So we're kind of in the midst of all that in the moment. And whilst we started speech therapy, and that has been absolutely amazing, everyone's response to that was that it just happens. I was like, I struggled with that. I struggled with that. It just happens, when he was already talking quite well. So me being me, as an example of the investigator I am when it comes to health, I dove straight into other ways that we might be able to support him. So, and that doesn't mean that you dive into this complete unknown rabbit hole, but it's a bit more of a problem solving process. So for me, I found someone that specialized in gut health for kids, and we did some stool testing. We found out that he was quite nutrient deficient in a few things. And that wasn't because of the foods he was eating, because he eats quite well, but it was actually a malabsorption issue. So he wasn't absorbing the nutrients that he was consuming. And that also there was a toxic reuptake happening between the liver and gut, which is going to affect the gut-brain axis. Within, so far, we're waiting on a few other things to go through, but so far, with some really simple changes, that improved dramatically within 2 weeks by upping some vitamin D dosage, combined with the speech therapy. So that's been really amazing. But that's just a little example of when I say investigator, I love always investigating the deeper why of things are happening. And that will feed into a little bit of what we're talking about, because why you do things and why things are happening are so critical for long-term sustainable results or changes to happen in your life. I'm a nature lover, so that's probably quite evident, which with the natural progression into the doTERRA world and lifestyle, and using nature in a whole other way. And low tox living, I absolutely love. And again, I'm always investigating new ways that I can do that. Okay, so that was a little about me. And the reason why I wanted to share how I do go through my planning and goal setting is because this time last year in particular, so it was quite recent, this time last year, I was really struggling with burnout. And it wasn't your typical like lay in bed, or not typical even. Burnout can present in so many different ways. And I think we dismiss that quite quickly. So I had lost all motivation for creativity. I was just felt like I was going through the motions. I didn't really know where to start. I felt like life had kind of just stopped. I was stagnant. I was making excuses, which is quite unlike me. The kids were just felt like everything was really hard. They were draining. They were fighting all of the time. My perception was that that was what was happening. I really felt stuck and boxed in from kind of every area of my life. I was also newly pregnant as well, just to throw that one in the mix. I felt like my to-do list was just growing and growing, and I wasn't ticking anything off. Everything was just moving on to the next day. And I knew that if something didn't change and didn't change quite quickly, that everything was going to change for me, and it wasn't going to be for the better. It was most likely going to be me hiding under the bed for a long time. So that just really prompted me to then take action. So for me, it was quite a natural process. So again, wallowed in the self-pity for a short time, and straight into kind of problem solving mode, where to start, and what to do. So one of those was to stop scrolling social media and basically wasting time. But I took time out to really get clear about what I wanted my life to look like. And I'm always setting goals. So it wasn't necessarily the goal setting, but what I actually wanted to feel, what I actually wanted to feel and live like. And I really wanted to embody that and know what it was that I wanted to embody. So for me, that was that I wanted to feel free. I wanted to feel light. I wanted to feel carefree, financially free, to have time freedom, to continue nourishing my body and myself. And thankfully, I developed a really strong foundation of healthy habits and things. So that wasn't something that slipped away. So I'm really thankful that that wasn't something I had to start from scratch with. Okay, so let's dive in and we'll go through where to start, what to cover. So today we are going to, I'm sure if you can see that, our talk today. We're going to start with reflection and responsibility. We're going to go through a self-audit, a closing out ceremony. So this one, Donna is on the call to us. So she called, I think that was what you called it, wasn't it, Donna, a closing out ceremony. So I had, this was something that was quite new to me. Yeah, was that what you called it?
Yeah, it's just a closing of the old year.
Yeah. It was something I always reflected on, but I didn't have that physical closing out. So that was something new that I'd even added in this year. And I love Donna's idea on that too, so we'll chat about that. The what and how for goal setting, planning your way to action, making it super sticky so that you're going to maintain it for the whole year and beyond. Resilience. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to problem solve before it happens. And I think this is really big for those lasting changes. and for creating ease and flow around setting goals and working towards them and feeling like you're being progressive, not perfect. And then some opportunities to dive deeper as well. Okay, so we are going to start with reflection and responsibility, if I can flip through. Okay, we want to create really meaningful results. And that is where I get the progress, not perfection from. We want to those results, again, to be really meaningful and to be sustainable. We can't expect to take on new beliefs and goals when we're already sitting at max capacity. So this is where I was sitting last year, trying to set new goals and trying to move forward, but I was still holding on to everything from the year before. So we need to create space for the new. We need to create that space mentally and physically to allow new things to come in. So kind of like a hard drive on a computer or in your house when everything is feeling really cluttered and that there is so much there. We don't want the mediocre results. We want to really get there and we want to feel great and we want to embody those goals, and embody the person that we want to be and feel successful rather than just hit that, whether it's weight loss or something like that. So you hit that weight loss and it's just another box ticked. We want to really feel successful when we get there. So let's start with that. What works? So reflect and take responsibility. Taking responsibility for the last year is a big one as well. It is really easy to reflect on the last year and blame. Like, come on, we've got so many different things we could blame for last year. Let's be honest. And that's probably sitting almost legitimately. But we want to genuinely move on from that. So we need to be able to take responsibility for how we reacted to things that happened either to us or for us last year. So we want to reflect on that. So take a few moments to write down, reflect and take responsibility. So write down what worked, what didn't, what did you learn from last year? How did you grow and adapt to that? Or did you just not learn and grow or adapt to it at all? And that's something that you want to improve on as well. What do you need to let go of? So what are you holding on to? What do you need to let go of? These could be anything from limiting beliefs, why her, not me, old stories, bad habits, excuses, different activities. So things that don't need to be on your calendar anymore. This was a really big one for me. This made such a difference to the planning aspect, which I'll go through when we get to that. And really about taking things, letting go of different activities, whether it was kids' activities that I were doing that I didn't need to be doing. It could be, physical things in your calendar, and not feeling guilty about that either. Maybe it is scrolling the socials. Maybe you need to let go of that. And to declutter. So to mentally and physically declutter whatever it is that is taking up space for you that doesn't need to be. So that could be, again, that could be mental space, that could be physical space around the home. That's been one that I've been working through over the last couple of months as well, which has instantly lifted that load. So here, we're just going to reflect and take responsibility. So this is one that you'll probably very likely need to come back to as well, as it's really nice to create an environment around doing this. So grab your favorite essential oil. So for me here, when it comes to, I guess, getting clarity, decluttering, setting intentions and goals, things like that, I've got a fave little combo here that I will share with you. And I have got Clary Sage, which is the oil for clarity, Litzy, the oil for manifestation, blue tansy, which is the oil for inspired action, and frankincense, the oil of truth. So there's a few different ways you could use those. So you could use them individually, separately. So inhaling, using on the big toe. So I would put, if I was going to do that and create a little ritual around that, it might look something like blue tansy on the big toe for inspired action. That's for the brain. Frankincense, right on the crown of your head. Litsi, I would be popping in the hands for a nice deep inhale with the clary sage. So taking a nice deep inhale and then massaging that onto the neck and into the temples. Could also use that combination in a roller bottle and just using it often. So if you're using this to maybe to reset and re-anchor in these reflections, or these creating space weekly or as a bit of a process, you might pop that in a roller bottle to use, or in the diffuser as well is a really great way to do that. So we want to create time and space. You'll be amazed at selecting things to let go of and to decluttering mentally and physically, how much space you actually create and how much time magically appears. Really powerful. So take some time to really sit down and reflect with that. Okay, then we're going to do a self-audit. So a self-audit is basically auditing yourself. So this one is a little bit more critical in where you're spending your time. In this instance, I'm doing mainly focusing this around a time or self-audit, but you can also self-audit your as well, which I would encourage you to include, self-auditing your exercise regime, your nutrition and food, your time, anything else that is quite relevant to your ideal healthy lifestyle. So actually auditing what that looks like on a daily and weekly basis. So time, for example, how much time do you spend scrolling socials? You can check this on your phone settings. How much time do you spend shopping and doing things that you don't need to do, as well as including things that need to be there. But by including those, you can, again, find pockets of time that you could be saving. So whether that's moving your shopping to online, whether it's having automated, and so this is where you can then move into what could you automate, delegate, or eliminate. So once you have a list of all of those activities and how much time you spend on them, you can automate, delegate, or eliminate a lot of those activities. So that might look like, okay, so automating or semi-automating as well for some things around the home. Your shopping, so you might have a shopping list that's pretty standard, and you could save that shopping list. So rather than writing out your shopping list every week, you can have a shopping list that that is all the standard things that you usually get, that you just circle, tick, or cross things that you need on that, and you could print those out. You could have it saved in your online shopping cart so that you pretty much have the weekly shop, and then you're just taking out the things that you don't need, adding in anything extra. So things that you could automate or semi-automate. Supplement orders, you could automate those that are coming in monthly. You could gym sessions, gym bookings, PT sessions, float tank and day spa sessions. You could be automating your booking for those on a monthly basis. Different things like that that you can actually automate. Different kinds of payments or financial things that are taking that extra load off your brain as well. Then we can look at delegating. So this could be delegating by outsourcing, or it could be delegating internally to the rest of your family. So this might be quite a conversation to have with hubby or the kids, perhaps, depending on how old your kids are. But delegating these to things like pickups and drop-offs, school pickups and drop-offs. It might be something that you could delegate. Washing, cleaning, things like that might be something that you can delegate to someone else in the household. Getting a cleaner in. So for us last year, this was a game changer. It was actually hiring a cleaner to come in weekly. And it was something that my husband and I fought about all the time because I felt like I did all the cleaning. He felt like he did so much cleaning around the house as well. So it created so much tension, arguments that were so unnecessary. And it was absolute game changer that Wednesdays coming into the home, even the kids every Tuesday afternoon would absolutely make sure all of their stuff is picked up because the cleaner comes to clean, not tidy. Anything left on the floor would go in the bin. So it was amazing how much the kids started to take responsibility for that as well. And they could feel that coming in that clearly, maybe I'm just not a very good cleaner. But things that you could automate, delegate, or eliminate from your to-do list completely is going to be a game changer. So doing a self-audit on the things that you're spending your time on and that you could automate, delegate, or eliminate. Okay, and next, so then we're creating, so this is how we're creating that extra time and creating that extra space. So from there, we want to close out the year, close out the quarter if this is something that you're coming back to as well. And again, this is something that you could come back to quarterly, monthly if you needed to, but having a closeout ceremony, which I found quite nice to add in this year. And you can create any kind of ceremony that feels right for you. So that could be burning things, like the list of things. This is what we did, was burn them, a list of things or the things that we wanted to let go of. Drown them. So by drown them, a friend threw hers in the toilet. Don't recommend that if you're writing it on things that shouldn't go in the toilet. And so writing them down and physically burning them, you can create quite a nice ceremony around that as well. Me and the kids, or the kids and I, and Matt's done that all together. We have a little bonfire out the backyard. We've got acreage, so we all threw it into that. And then we also had some marshmallows after too. But this is the physical act of creating that brain space for you as well. And taking time then to sit down and to breathe into that space, really feel into that, because that's where you start to have those really big shifts from just taking notes, writing goals, ticking boxes, to really feeling and embodying those changes that you're moving into. Okay, so let's head into the planning. So here we want to create clarity around what we don't want to now just go and clutter up all that space we've created. We want to get really clear and create clarity around what it is that we want to achieve. How does it look and how does it feel? So what is it that you want to achieve this year? What makes you jump out of bed? What does the success of that really look and feel like? So when we write down those goals of whatever it is that you want to achieve for the year, so whether it's nourishing your body more deeply, whether it's specific weight loss or fat loss goals, whether that is a health issue that you've come across, some gut health issues or something like that, whatever it is that your focus is for the year and that your intention is for the year, what does that actually look like? Okay, so what does the health and wellness around that goal look like? What does the success of that actually look like for you? So is it freedom? Is it minimizing stress, the nourishing foods, the daily movement, all of that kind of stuff? And get really really specific. So as you start journaling this, or start writing this down, really start writing down who you need to become. So that moves into our next step. So what does your whole life look like? So if you have a weight loss goal, for example, what in December 2022, what does that look like? Okay, you've lost this many kilos, but what does that really feel like? How does that look? How do you look? What are you wearing? What are you eating? What are you drinking? How do you feel? How are you starting your day? How are you finishing your day? How do you talk? What are the conversations that are happening around the dinner table? Has all of that changed? Are you embodying this new person that has not just lost a few kilos, but is confident? What does it really look and feel like? What does the December 2022 you look and feel like? And why do you really want that? Oh, have I skipped through here? Yeah. So why do you really want that? Now, one way to do this is doing a 7 levels deep little activity, I suppose you would call it, where you ask yourself why 7 times. So what is it that you want to achieve? I want to lose something amount of weight, maybe. Why do you want to do that? So then you would really ask yourself, and you should be able to get really quite deep on this. So why might be because you want to be more confident. But why do you want to feel more confident? So that I can be a good role model for my kids. Okay, why do you want to be a good role model for your kids? And then really, really get deeper into, maybe it's whatever it is for you. So maybe it's that you don't want to see them struggle with health issues unnecessarily. Maybe you want health to be something that comes easy to them. Whatever it is that really looks like for you. So you want to go ask yourself why down 7 levels. So 7 times you want to ask yourself why, and this should get you quite deep into your why you're really doing this, and you're going to really anchor into that. So whether that is anchoring in really physically, so to that emotion of how that feels, that you should borderline have tears in your eyes when you get to that 7th level why. You might create a specific scent, so using your oils, that is really going to anchor into that why. So that specific smell that you're going to turn into a roller bottle, you're going to keep with you all year, and that is going to keep reminding you why you're doing what you're doing. When things get hard, this is why you're doing it. You got that? Feel free to take screenshots of these as well if you need to as well, but I will send out the replay so you can take them then. So we want to get really clear on what it is you want to achieve, who you need to become, or who you need to draw out of inside of you to be that person, and why do you really want that? The real why. Most of the time with that why too, you'll find it's actually quite far away from that surface level goal. Okay, so let's take some action. Let's actually plan that. So we've created some space, or we've created lots of space. We've decluttered mentally, physically. Then we've got really clear on our goals. And now we want to create a plan for getting there. So you're going to write down what your crystal clear goal is. So probably start a new page. Hope you've got a whole book for this. So we're going to start with the end in mind. So we're going to start with that crystal clear goal, and then we break it down to monthly. So what needs to happen month by month to get there? So you can start at whatever time frame or an idea of a time frame that you might have on that. So your time frame might actually be 6 months, and you're going to redo this in 6 months then for the next 6 months. You might have an overall yearly goal that you've got sitting there. So you're going to start with month 12. What does that look like? Okay, so what does your lifestyle look like? You are going to the gym, you've got people supporting you, all of that. What does that look like? And then we're going to action that, work your way back month by month. So this might look like, if you've got a fitness goal, for example, this might look like month 1, start walking. Month 2, you're going to research, you're going to trial and get a gym membership. So when I say research, I mean, find a gym or sporting club or whatever it is that is fitness related for you. Research and find out what is going to work for you. 1, what times do they offer? If you need a crèche, do they offer a crèche? What does the, do they have specific requirements for you being there? Do they have, what price is it? If you are on a budget, what is the budget that you need to look at? What is the feel of that gym? What is it that they specialize in? What is it that they actually help you do? So we get so caught up in like, a gym's a gym, but if you're investing your long-term goals here, you want to pick the right one for you. So research, do a couple of trials, figure out what works for you, and then get that membership. This is an example of what it might look like. Month 3 might be then hire a coach. So you're heading to this gym and they've got a few coaches there. You're going to listen in, you're going to get a feel for them. You're going to find who can really help you get to where you want to be. And we're going to talk more about the help and support that you might need. Might start there. It might be then add in home workouts. You might start with home workouts and then head to a gym. Add in home workouts. Then month 4 might be optimizing nutrition. So you're keep going through those next levels, next steps. But you want to be really, realistic around these, because most of us far overestimate what we can do in a day and a week, even a month, but completely underestimate what we can achieve in a year. Okay, so we've broken it down month by month. Okay. And I'll ask just at the end of this if anyone's got an example that they need a bit of help with or anything like that too. And we can do like a little real life one if anyone wants to share that. Oh, where am I going? Okay. Then you're going to break that down to weekly. So what needs to happen weekly to achieve the monthly targets? So for example, on the month that we're going to start walking, you might have a goal, week 1, a weekly goal that you're going to walk an extra 2 kilometers each week. Okay, so you know that every week you're going to start with whatever kilometers you can walk, and you're going to add an extra 2 kilometers each week. Okay, so we're going to do that. So you're going to figure out what needs to happen weekly. So weekly planning, a self-assessment, planning each week, putting the big rocks in there, committing to creating your ideal lifestyle every week. You make happen what you value and prioritize. Okay, so here, what I actually mean by that is planning it out each week and checking in with that every week. So I've got a healthy habits journal actually that I'm going to give you the link for, that you can download for free. And this gives you a really great way to self-assess every week. So it's just like an A4 self-assessment every week for what worked last week, what didn't work, what struggles, what problems you hit, all of that kind of stuff, and then moving into next week. So planning out your week, this is something I set time aside for every Sunday. So every Sunday I do my meal planning and food prep. And then I also spend a little time recapping or just having a look over what my week looks like. So in that, and you might have a kind of a standard one that you do sort of monthly or anything like that. So my weekly one is just checking in with that. But in a weekly calendar, you're going to clear your calendar and start with the big rocks. Okay. So what I mean by that is, what are the most important things to you in creating a healthy lifestyle, or targeting those specific goals, targeting those specific goals? What are the big rocks for that? So for example, my week, from a clear calendar, I put in family time. So I put that in on weekends. I don't want to work weekends. So I'm putting in there that I'm not going to work weekends. And our studio is closed. We have another coach that comes in and coaches Saturday mornings. And every time we do our annual planning for the studio, that's something that comes up. Do we start doing weekend and afternoon classes? Unless we get another coach in, the answer is going to be no for quite a long time, because the kids are young. I don't want to work afternoons after school pickups, and I don't want to be dragging them around. I don't want to be working weekends. So for me, that's what that looks like. For you, your weekends might be Monday, Tuesday, and you freaking love that because all the shops are open. You can do whatever you need to do. You want to put in, you're creating your ideal lifestyle to suit your goals and to optimize that. So putting the big rocks in first. I've put in the kids after school activities. So if I put that in and that's like, do you know what? That's taking up my week. They're probably going to have to say goodbye to some of those. And that's something I really learned to not feel guilty about either. They've got the things that are most important in there. Then I've got family time and activities. Then I have got, what else do I then put in there? Workouts. So for me then in that, I've then got my food prep and that. So we don't plan anything for Sundays because that is when I'm meal planning, meal prepping, doing all those kinds of things. Matt might take the kids out and about to do something if he wants to do something specific with them, but that for me is locked out. Then we have got, then I've got exercise. So my exercise, my workouts, they're scheduled in there. Now, let's be honest, shit hits the fan regularly when you've got 3 kids, 6 and under, and life can be chaos. So this doesn't mean it's going to be absolutely rock solid set in stone, but this allows me to have those really important things in there, and then the rest gets sprinkled in. So then the peak working hours and things like that get scattered in there as to where they're going to fit best. So for some of you, this might actually, so if you're working, say, a 9 to 5 kind of job, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, I challenge you to put that in last. So you're going to be mindful of that, but I would challenge you to put in the really big rocks that are important to you first into that weekly schedule, and then to add in your working hours after that, because you would be quite surprised. And this has actually happened to me a couple of years ago when I did that, when I started to add my working hours in later, I found that I could get a lot more done in a lot less time. So I found that I was able to be far more productive in getting done what I needed to get done in less time. Now, this also might look for you when you actually look at that and realize that how much, there might be steps for you that you can take to drop those working hours. It might be that you have shorter days at work, or you drop days. Now, this is not a one-to-one coaching session, but personally for me, that's what I found, that I didn't need to be working that many hours. And when I could get so much more done in such in less time. Okay, so you will spend as much time as you give yourself to do something. Now, setting boundaries around your week is really important as well. So then on the flip side of that, I've got my work like CEO queens in here, business owners, mom, entrepreneur, juggling life peeps as well. You must set boundaries. So this is also something that I fell into, picking up my phone, replying to emails during the day when I had the kids with me, and everything really crossing over, and I wasn't being present. This work created a minefield of issues. So being really succinct with your boundaries around that is really important as well. So that is why when you schedule in those working hours, those family time hours, and you get really clear and really, really committed to that, it's so powerful. So something else that we scheduled in. So again, as we're kind of just weekly checking on these, one that we added into this is that, or something that had crept in during the year, was the scrolling, was the checking emails, checking clients' attendance late in the evening before tomorrow's sessions and things like that. So to really combat that, we made a no tech from 5:30 onwards. So we kind of just would have TV going in the background anyway, but it was a really definite TV's off, phones in the drawer. So the phones would be sitting on the bench, TV going in the background. So we got really clear on none of that. And we sit down, we after dinner, we play board games, we do whatever with the kids, and that's really dialed in family time. The kids freaking love it. So they are always like, hey, it's this time, TV off. Which is great, but it's been amazing just the difference that small change has made, which again, so what that not checking the phones, not sitting on the emails, it's not something that we needed to be doing. Okay, daily. What daily habits? I'm sorry guys, getting off track. So you've got your weekly planning. Daily. What needs to happen daily for you to achieve those weekly goals? Okay, so if we go back to that fitness goal, so if our fitness goal is to start walking month 1, weekly, we're going to add in an extra 2 kilometers every week. What needs to happen daily for that to happen and for that to be sustainable? So that December 2022 what is she doing daily that creates that fitness goal, that helped her to succeed, to feel and be successful in that goal? Do that now. Be her now. Sit with her, embody her, and be that now. Really feel into that. So that's her. She has active wear that is set out every night on the bed. She's got sneakers that are at the door for when she does her walks. She has got, it's just a part of her life. So she gets up and she does it first thing in the morning every day. And that's what she does. So that's what I'm going to start doing now. Now, these are living, breathing, mind of their own habits that are going to evolve and adapt as you grow and as your lifestyle changes. So really know why you are doing them. So that December 2022 that is walking every day. So yeah, you're going to get up and do that. But she also comes home and has a nourishing breakfast then to start her day. She comes home from her walk, she does some breathing and then has a nourishing breakfast. Or she walks in, she has a nourishing breakfast, she drops the kids off at school, then she does, just 15 to 20 minutes of meditation or breathing. So you're going to start with 2 minutes. And these daily habits are going to grow to become that 15, 20 minutes. Do you see where I'm going with this, guys? So really, create those daily habits and anchor into why you're doing them. Okay. So that back to the kids are seeing me get up and walk every morning. the kids are getting up and they're coming for that walk with me every morning. As fun as that is, because anyone that sees those Instagram mums walking with their kids, it doesn't really look and feel like that in real life when one's going this way, one's going that way. So, you know, what is going to work for you? How can you get there? Okay, any questions about that one? Okay. Does anyone feel a little bit stuck or would like a different example of that? Oh, yeah, go. Kids? No, cool. Okay, does anyone feel have a goal already that they want to achieve and they're not really sure about that, breaking it down to monthly, weekly, daily, or would like a little example about how that might look? Well, Nick?
Sorry, I question Ash, but the baby thing.
Yeah.
Am I right to ask it?
Go for it.
So, like, when I'm setting out my goals, that's all like good. I can do that. But then, like, how do you cater for things like, you know, you've got a baby that's the same age as what I've got. Like, they obviously impact on, you know, well, I don't know if yours does, but mine seems to take up a lot of my time. So I just find it like I can't even get away for this hour to do this without him clawing at me. What do you do in that sense? Like, how do you cater for that when you've got something that needs you for probably feels like 23 out of 24 hours a day?
Yes, I know that. Okay, so a couple things. One is foreseeing, when you're setting these goals, foreseeing problems and struggles that are going to arise. So I'll get to that one in a bit as well. So we're actually going to go through a little bit about that so that you can come up with strategies or techniques or things that you can do when shit hits the fan, basically. So when he's teething and or like say rather than he's teething, so when you've got really crappy sleep, so you can foresee that sleep is going to be an issue to you achieving your goals, ongoing broken sleep and things like that. So what are some of the things that you could do? And you would have a list of things so that when that happens on that week or on that day or that week or that month, when that's happening, you have got a list of strategies or things that you can go to and go, okay, right, this is not working or this problem's coming up. I don't have the brain power to deal with it. Go to my list. Awesome. I'm going to pick that one. I can do that. So you're going to have, so you would have like a list of things that you could do either instead or to help keep you on track. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, that does. Thank you.
Yep. And then we can go through, I can give you a few ideas, for example, of what that might look like for that too, when we get to that one. So it would be, one, it would be that foreseeing problems, struggles, hurdles that are going to come up. The other one is scheduling that back into that weekly. So daily can be really tough with kids. I find that you want to have really simple daily habits. So you don't want the daily to be overwhelming and to be like you're decluttered and now you're adding in way more than you decluttered into your daily habits. You want to pick the daily habits, want to be really simple, probably like quite quick but powerful, like big impact, small actions that are going to contribute to the bigger goal. So those daily ones, especially with young kids, They want to be simple. They want to be easy, things that you can do. The weekly is where you want to really schedule in those things that you're going to get done around regardless of what's happening with the kids and babies and things like that. Because weekly, at the start of the week, you pick the one big thing that it's going to be. So at the start of the week, it's okay, so you're going to start walking, you're going to walk an extra 2 kilometers every week. So your weekly might actually be that you do 3 walks a week. It's not 7 every day, maybe for a start. It starts as 3 walks a week. You're on that, say, Sunday for me, you're going to look at your week and you're going to put those big rocks in there. You're going to talk to, you're going to then find the support that you need to make that happen. And that's what we're going to talk about on the next page as well. So whether that is from partners, husbands, friends, sisters, whether it's paid support, wherever that support is coming from, that is how you're going to make that happen on a weekly basis. So for me, I set out my ideal week, and then I sit down with Matt and tell him what my week looks like. Okay, maybe it's not that, Chris, that quite exactly how it goes, but kind of. So I'm figuring that out. I'm going like, look, hey, but that goes both ways. So that means that he's also like, yeah, well, I need to do this week. What suits you for me to be able to do that? And when both ways. So for you, so that's going to look a bit different for everyone. So obviously a single mum, that's going to look a bit different as well. So that might be exchanging time with someone, or even like as couples, just as an idea. So regardless of your circumstances, exchanging time with someone. So that could be that you get to, you know, do this walk 3 days a week, and he is going to have the kids, or, you know, or you're going to take the baby in the pram and he'll have the other kids. Things like that. You're going to find what works for you, but you're going to do that at the start of the week, not get to the day and, you know, things are way out of whack. So if you can foresee that those things, and that's where we want to really create that sustainability, is just practice. And this comes with practice. It's practicing foreseeing things that are happening so that you can keep moving towards your goals. And it's having the little things implemented that you can maintain or stay on track to achieving that. Does that make sense, Nick?
Yes, that does. Thank you. They're good ideas.
Awesome. Okay. Yep, that's it. Okay, so. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as I just mentioned, Nicole was foreseeing my presentation. We have got how we're going to get there. So what helpful tools, strategies, resources will you invest time, energy, and or money into? So these don't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be a money investment, but what are you going to invest your time and energy into, and or money as well? Let me just check and make sure I ticked off all the, making sure I haven't missed anything for you guys. Clear boundaries, yeah. Okay, the daily, let me just, yeah. Oh, just want to do a little brief of the daily, what the daily might look like as well. So the daily might be adding in nutrition or supplements. These are like the small things, yeah, which I mentioned. So the affirmations or incantations, journaling, it's the get up and go for a walk, it's the breathing, it's some self-care stuff. It's all of the little things that add up. But again, just pick one. So don't overwhelm yourself with a whole lot unless you've got the space to do that. Okay, so what helpful tools, strategies, resources are you going to invest time, energy, and money into? When will it happen? How do you find it? Can't afford it? What will it cost you in the long term not to do that? So what will it cost you in time and money in the long term to not do that? So what I mean by that is, how can you, who, how, what can help you get to your goal faster? So to get to your goal faster, what will that look like for you, or what will it cost you not to do that? So if you don't get there, what will life look like? What is your relationships going to look like? What is your body going to feel like? What is your brain and emotions going to feel like? How are the kids going to see and feel you? What will it cost you to not get there? So to get there faster, are you then buying not just, say, a coach, or not just an education, or not just a book? You're buying more time because you're fast tracking your results by getting the knowledge from someone that's already done it. You're buying yourself more time freedom. You're buying yourself more money in the long run because you're not wasting money trying, going to different gyms that don't work, or paying for gyms that you're not going to, and things like that, if I keep using that fitness goal as an example. So what resources do you need to invest? This isn't who you will rely on to do spelling over there, do the work for you, or to blame it on when it doesn't work, but who is there to support you, or what is there to support you. Okay, so thinking about your goal, the December 2022 you, what resources do you need to get there? Do you need some education? So is your focus on elevating your health to the next level, and you've got all of these kind of gut issues going on? So say gut health is your focus. What education do you need around that? Whether that's online or in person, to take the steps that you need to take. What does that look like? A book, an audio book? Does it look like podcasts? Who are you listening to? Does that look like investing in a coach? So regardless of your health goal, it might be investing in a health coach, in a naturopath, in a fitness coach. I do this kind of process. Obviously, I do this kind of process for different areas of my life. So for me, that usually looks like in my business, it might be a business coach, or a finance coach, or finance books, or personal development, or different things like that. So there is a coach for anything, really. So is that something that you need to invest in? Accountability. Do you need to invest time and energy into an accountability partner? Do you have a friend to come along with you? Is it a journal? I love pen to paper. I really do. So I have my planner in online calendar, so I can put all my reminders and things like that in there. But I also love book planners. So I've always got physical planners. You might be able to see my whiteboard. I've got a massive big paper on the wall that I scribble all the things that I create and different things like that. So what is it that you need physically? What is it that you are going to invest in? Is it, so the essential oils and the supplements? I know I've got the oils team on here. There's specific oils that you need to take your health to the next level, to eliminate toxins out of your home. Is it supplements to take your health to the next level? Is it a kind of therapy that you need to invest in? Automate your booking with that. So a monthly float tanks, that's on there because it's one of mine, until I get my own. But so is there some kind of other help that you can invest in? Okay, so this could also look like, honestly, this is such a minimal thing. It could look like babysitters, it could look like childcare, it could or anything to do with that. It could look like anything that is going to help you get to your goal at all or faster. Okay, so you want that, you want to start writing that list, start brainstorming that list. And so that will be coming back to that original goal setting one that we worked through, that going back through that monthly plan that you've got. What do you need to get to those? That weekly plan, what do you need for that? What is it that you need? Write down all of those resources, and then when will it happen and how do you find it? Write that down as well. So if you leave that to chance, or you leave that to, I'll do that later, chances are by the time you need a coach, you don't have the time or the energy or to actually sit down and research and find one. Do that now. Have 2 or 3 that you're following, so that when you're ready to get a coach, you can go, right, that's the coach I want, and you can invest there. You can go, you might have some books there, that list of books that you want to read throughout the year. You've got them there, so that you're like, right, I'm ready to start that. Or that's in my annual plan. That's for month 6 or month 4. Right, I'm going to start reading that book. I might then not have the time to then go and research all of those books. Have them there ready. Okay, so do the work now, so that throughout the year, you are ready. You are eliminating decision fatigue, basically. So decision fatigue is massive. It's fatigue from making decisions all the time. I think as women, that's something that we get often. Like, anyone just gets sick of thinking, coming up with deciding what to have for dinner, for example. Okay, so we have got a list of resources, tools, strategies, whatever it is that we're going to use. We've got that list there ready to go. And then we're going to drop some dates next to it. And again, this is a guide, but you're going to drop down there, okay, you know, if you've got, say, this list sitting in front of you, the audiobooks and podcasts might be something that you're starting straight away. A coach might be someone that you're going to invest in the next 2 to 3 months. You're going to invest in a journal right now, or download a cool ebook journal that I'll send you the link for. Okay, we want to make these habits stick. So we want super sticky success. Right, so let's make it happen. Let's really make it happen. So what are some of the ways that you can make sure things happen? So yeah, this is coming back like to your question before, Nicole. So how do you actually get there? How do you actually make it happen? So it's what you do consistently that will get results. It's not the one-off action. Okay, so solidifying habits can be hard. So we make out like it's quite easy, but how long as a child does it take for brushing your teeth to become a habit? I don't know about you, but I've been reminding my 6-year-old for 4 years to brush his teeth. It's sinking in. It's sinking in. So the whole there's some science behind around habits, and there is so much stuff that's gone into habit creation and anchoring those in. But really, it comes back to what is going to work for you. And honestly, it's practice. Practice, practice, practice. We'll get you there. So are you going to fall down? Yeah. And if you don't, then it was probably already there. It probably isn't something that's challenging you, because you're probably going to fall down, and you're going to pick yourself back up, and you're going to just try again. That's it. That's the secret sauce to making it stick, is to just keep practicing, to keep trying. When it doesn't work, you try again. And you just keep going. So that is very, very much for us. And it becomes easier to pick up those healthy habits when you create those foundations. You just keep practicing. They might fall off, but they get easier to pick back up. They get easier to re-include into those daily habits. So, you know, all of a sudden you might realize, oh, I haven't been taking my supplements. I was taking them consistently for 6 months, and then, you know, I ran out. My monthly order just didn't come or declined, or I was away. So I paused it. I came back from holidays and I need to reactivate it. So you reactivate it, and then straight up, you're back into that habit again. So those habits become easier to pick up the more you practice them. Really deeply invest in your why. So come back to that why, one that almost brings tears to your eyes or brings tears to your eyes. Really invest in that. So get really clear on that. Put it where you can see it. So you're going to put it on the fridge. You're going to put it on the bathroom mirror. You're going to have sticky notes everywhere. You're going to have reminders in your phone. Your alarm clock that reminds you to get up to go do that workout. That alarm clock is going to be you recorded yourself telling you your why. So when that alarm goes off, that's you telling yourself your why, rather than some crazy tone. Okay, so there are so many creative ways that you can really anchor in that why, and just that it's flashing before your eyes everywhere you go. Create have affirmations and incantations. So affirmations are telling yourself or repeating the statement. Incantations are where you completely embody that as a whole body experience. So really feeling the words set into the vibration of that affirmation. So it's teaming the body, the whole body experience with the affirmation. And really be her now every day. And when you're not hurt for today, you get to the end of the day and you realize that that wasn't hurt, you start again tomorrow. So easy. Are your actions taking you away from or towards your health and wellness goals? So checking in with that daily journal, checking in with that. Was what my actions today, as I was moving through the day, was I feeling that? Was I being her? Was I acting my December 2022 self? Or had I slipped back away from my health and wellness goals? Am I heading away from those? If you are recapping that at the end of the day, then you're going to be more likely to snap back into that, to redirect yourself, to pivot back on that pathway towards your health and wellness goals. You can create those, I guess, like snaps in time where you actually snap out of the bad habits or away from those health and wellness goals. Set reminders for yourself. So for the goal itself. So, or what it is you're doing weekly, what it is you're doing daily, set reminders in your phone, rename your alarm, record yourself saying it, put pictures on the fridge, write it on the bathroom mirror, sticky notes at your desk, make it your password on your computer, everywhere. So really make whatever it is to you that is going to help you remember to do it, do that thing. Create a conducive environment for your ideal lifestyle and for your goals, for your daily habits that are going to take you towards that goal. So, for example, I've got a good one for this that I remember writing down. So, checking in with that. What I have, okay, so set reminders, yeah, create that conducive environment for your lifestyle, for where you live. So what that might look like is so if you're always, I get this a lot, like, oh, I just forget to take my supplements all the time. Okay, so where are they? Is your environment conducive to the habits that you want to create? Does your environment look like your environment of December 2022? Is she living and is she moving around the house in a way that she would do in December 2022 when she's hit those goals? So where are your supplements? Where is your water cup? If you want to get up first thing in the morning, drink a big drink of water, where is the water cup? Do you have it sitting on the bench with your lemon and lemon oil or ginger oil sitting there so that it's ready to go and you wake up, it's the first thing you see? That's going to be easy. You want to create these you want to create an easy to achieve, make it easy for you to succeed in what it is that you want to succeed in. Okay, so make that environment conducive to what it is that you want to be, who you want to be. So another example of that might be, so wear your gym clothes. Are they in clear vision or your active wear? If being active is something you want to achieve, where is that? Versus, where's your bathroom towel? When you get out of the shower, where's your towel? It's right there and you're going to use it. Your toothbrush, your toothpaste, it's sitting in the bathroom there where you're going to use it. So place things where you're going to use them, where they're easy, where you're going to see them. And that is really going to help to those habits to stick, especially the ones that you find kind of just keep dropping off, pick them back up, put them where you see them, put them where you're going to use them. Okay. Revisit your goals and check in with them. So come back to those goals, check in with them. We often write them now at the start of the year, but we don't come back to them. We're not checking them. We're not seeing where we're at. We're not self-evaluating to see that we're still on the right track. So we want to be doing that, whether that's weekly, monthly, quarterly, whenever it is, revisit those goals, set your alarm, put it in your diary, remind yourself to come back and visit them, see where you're at. So if in 3 months' time, you're not there, you've completely fallen off track, you just pick it back up again. Right, okay, recap, what have I been doing? Where did it go wrong? Where did it stop? What happened? What triggered that? Okay, now I'm just moving automatically into the next slide. What is it that stops me in my tracks? So evaluate potential problems, struggles, and solutions. So this might be having a little think about what in the past has stopped you from achieving goals. What is it, something that you struggle with that you know is going to be a problem? And let's foresee those. So we want to create physical and mental resilience. How we do that is by practicing it daily, by doing hard things, revisiting your why. So you're going to build more resilience if you know why. You know why you're doing something. You're so connected to that. It's so deep. It's far bigger than just you. If you are revisiting that and you keep anchoring back into that, you're going to be more resilient to things that come up. We want to manage stress. That's a huge one. So for becoming more resilient, you want to have tools and strategies there to manage your stress. What managing stress? Practice gratitude every day. Keep coming back to that mental resilience. So everything is figure outable. Practicing gratitude, living in the moment, the present, whatever it is for you, really anchor into these and build on that mental and physical resilience, because that is going to give you the strength to combat any potential problem struggles that are going to come up for you. Obviously, you're not going to be able to foresee everything, but if we can have a list of potential things that you can see as being problems or struggles, and we've got the solutions, we knock out that decision fatigue as well. We are going to be we're going to set ourselves up for more success if we've got something we can go straight to when we don't have the brain power, we don't have the clarity, we don't have the tools, resources, the energy, the time to problem solve. If we've already got possible solutions there, that is going to really set us up for success. Everything is figure outable. Write it out. Write out the pros and cons. Write out the problems. Write out the possible solutions. But again, if we do that now, we put in the hard work now, this is really going to set you up for later. Okay, then we have got, okay, I think we're almost there, guys. Yes, we're just almost at the overview. So I know I've got a little over time. Apologies for that. Thank you for sticking with me. What problems, struggles do you foresee? So as I've just talked about, what are possible solutions for them, and list them all out. Write them down, write them in your journal, write them in your diary, write them wherever it is, put them in your phone, wherever it is that you can come back and easily find them when you need them. So like we spoke about before, anyone with young kids knows that, the list of struggles, problems there that could arise are pretty much endless. But what can we really do to combat that? Okay, so problems, for example, are sleep. So if you know that sleep is ongoing an issue for you, or it's something that could pop up for you, whether it's, whatever, teething, suddenly the kids start having nightmares or scared of the dark, anything. If sleep is a potential problem or a potential ongoing struggle for you, what are some of the solutions that we could come up with now that we could use? So this could be, again, coming back to the help, it could be having a list of people that can help. So whether that's, sisters, friends, family, paying for help, anything like that, paying for a cleaner, that's going to take one less thing off your plate. It could be that you have prepped your partner to do some night duties because you know that you want to stay on track with these health goals. They might be working during the week, so they can do night shift with the kids on the weekend, for example. And even if the kids don't wake up, because let's be honest, it's likely that's going to happen when he's on night duty, but you've got that in place. So you know that's one less thing you don't have to think about. You've got that for the whatever time. That's just one example. You want to, is that helpful? Does anyone have any potential maybe problems or struggles that you can foresee that you would like some ideas for possible solutions for them? Okay, speak up now, forever hold your peace. No, feel free to drop that in the chat box if you like, or if you think of it later, feel free to flick me a message. And we can brainstorm it out. That's pretty much what this is a brainstorming part. Make it easy for yourself. So I touched on this one before as well. So make it easy for yourself. It sounds simple, right? But here, like, where are your supplements sitting? Where are your workout clothes? Where's your towel for the shower in relation to that? So really make it easy. Put things where they are going to be easy to find, where they're going to be easy to use, and really anchor into that. Really anchor into setting up your home. Dedicate time to set up your home for health. So to make it achieve what it is you want to achieve. So for example, around our home, you will find little stations everywhere around our home that have got things that are relevant to that area of the house. Okay, so for example, in the kids' bedrooms or in all of the bedrooms where the diffusers are, I've got a cup there that's got water in it, or a cup there ready to go, so that every night the water there to fill up the diffuser is super easy. It's there. I'm not running around all over the house and calling out to someone to fill up the diffuser. It's there ready to go. I've got it there. I've got the oils that I use for sleep next to each of the bedroom diffusers. That's one way that we say set up that area for health. Does that make sense? Any others for that? Like, anyone have like a maybe a habit that they want to create or make and they're having trouble with making it stick? Or that pretty much makes sense. Makes sense? Cool. All right. Let's do a little recap, a little overview. Okay, so by now you have got a first draft of your goals. You're going to go through them. So you have created, taken lots of notes right now, but now you're going to go back over them and fine tune them. So maybe with the replay, you can go back through and go through those. But you want to fine tune, get really clear on that goal, get really clear on the monthly outcomes, get really clear on what has to happen weekly to achieve that, get really clear on those daily habits that are the December 2022 you. Get really clear on that. You have your action plan, that monthly, weekly, daily. You know what it is now that you need to invest in and when, or you have that list. You know the time, energy, money, where and what it is that you're going to invest in. You've got the strategies there to make it happen. So we have got there here that having reminders everywhere, recommitting to your goals, creating a conducive environment. The one I did miss was the listening. What are you listening to as well? So what is it that is going on? Are you listening to the radio? Have you got the TV going all the time? Or are you listening to podcasts, audiobooks? Are you being productive? Or cranking up awesome music? Are you got, awesome music going while you're getting hyped up to go for a walk or a workout? So what is it that you need to invest in and when? You have strategies to make it happen, and we have solved potential problems, or you've got that list of potential problems and how you're going to solve them. All right, any questions so far? We're good? Yay! Well done. Has this been helpful for you? Awesome. So most of the time, it is always a recap of setting those goals, but I hope that there's just something extra that you've picked up, whether it's, one or two things, or whether it's a whole outline of really anchoring it in and getting there. Okay, so what next steps? What now? Okay, so you can download the Healthy Habits Journal at this link. Let me drop it into the chat box for you as well. I will do that as soon as I jump off the screen share. That is the Healthy Habits Journal. So download that. That's going to give you a daily and weekly self-assessment, stay on track kind of journal. It's just really simple. It prompts you to fill it in. I love it. Found it awesome. Then I found it awesome as in that I do create it, but I found these different specific areas that have really helped me stay consistent. Then I have, you guys the first to learn about this, a health and wellness mastery course that I have just created and I will be launching this month. Access will officially launch and start on 31st of January, but I am opening up a founder's offer for you guys that will give you lifetime access. So this will be available until Friday. There is the link here as well, which I'll drop in the comments. So you will be able to jump on, have a look through that and see if that is something that is going to help you dive a little bit deeper into this and really, really fine tune everything it is that means health and wellness to you. So this is basically going to help you create your ideal healthy lifestyle. The course will be lifetime access. And that is a super bonus because they'll constantly be upgrading, adding new resources and tools in there for you. But I will do, that is basically 6 modules in there. And what that actually, let me just cover a couple of things that's included in that because it's really cool. I'm super excited about it. But that is actually going to include, so 6 modules And with that, it's going to be a step-by-step framework that will help you create that lifestyle. So it is going to cover mindset, clarity, goal setting in much deeper bite-sized pieces and more regularly. So you'll be able to do that on that weekly basis, ongoing. It is going to be go in depth on how to plan out your weeks, months. So we're going to go really into this is the calendar, how to fit those big rocks in, how to go around that, how to problem solve on that weekly basis as well. And really create that and check in, keep recreating and adapting that lifestyle to what that looks like for you. We're going to go through really in depth the daily habits. So this is really going to give you such a range of things and elements that you can include on a daily basis. So you'll be able to check back in, pick and choose the ones that you want to implement, and how you can implement those, how to make them stick, all of which will help to optimize your overall healthy lifestyle. So this is going to be everything from cold therapy, hot cold therapy, to supplements, to daily, to breath work, to like different meditations. There's going to be playlists, resources, ebooks, all of this kind of stuff in there. There'll be monthly Q&As and weekly check-ins. There'll be the reducing your toxic load in there as well. So step by step that through the home. Nutritional meal plan and prep kit. So this is going to be a whole kit on that. How you can do it yourself, some DIY in there, but then also some done for you for shopping lists, for doing audits of the pantries, fridge, all that kind of stuff, recipes galore, all of that kind of stuff. And exercise and movement, of course. So ways that how you can create your ideal exercise movement plans, what you need. There'll be things around using or scheduling in exercises around your cycle, around menstrual cycles, things like that as well. So quite in depth, super cool. It's going to be a self-paced course that you can work your way through, pick and choose the elements that are most relevant to you. So if you just want to get in and get exercises done, there'll be components for that. And then you can dive deeper into using that around your cycle if you wanted to as well. How to organize your home to create that flow and to make healthy be easy for you. We're also going to have obviously an epic community in there as well. So you will be able to check in, connect with everyone. It's going to be amazing. So that said, that is the Health and Wellness Mastery course. So jump in, check that out. That Founders Lifetime Access offer will be available until the 7th of January. So that's going to include all of the goodness, and that's going to be $599 to give you an idea, and there will be payment plans available as well. And that is just the founders offer for you guys that's available till the 7th of January. That is going to creep up over the next couple of weeks, finishing around the $899 if you wait till the last minute. And then of course you'll have the option, if you need to dive deeper, you can work one-on-one with me. I am only taking 3 one-on-one coaching clients, and that's in a 3-month package. So if that's something that you might be interested in as well, then please reach out, send me a message and we can chat about that as well. Okay, any questions? Anything specific that you need to know, that you need help with, that I can help you with? I'm going to drop that link in for you right now for the journal. Go and check that out. Go download that. And if you want to check out the mastery course, there's a link for that one in there as well. Awesome. Cool. Thank everyone. Thank you, ladies, for sticking around way over time. I do sincerely apologize. I'm so grateful for those of you that were. And enjoy the replay. Come back, and I really, really genuinely would love to hear where your goals are at, what is happening for you in December 2022. Awesome. Bye. Thanks, Nick.